Oh, hello. Welcome to Show Creations in Clay, and welcome to my workshop here. My name is Louis Palladini, and I was just doing some touch-up on my sculpture here with the bear and the wolf. But tonight I want to focus on doing something that everybody gets to have in a few weeks. I'd like to focus on having, we're all going to have that turkey in a few weeks, but I want to show you how to make a turkey out of clay. And I'll show you how to do that from start to finish, and how to paint it, and I'll just kind of give you a quick glimpse of what it will look like. We've got the nice fan for the tail. You can see the nice, the wings. And I'll show you how to make the feathers. I'll show you how to make the head. And then you have the little waddle up here that I'm touching there. It's really cool. It's a very simple sculpture to make, and I will show you what to do and how to paint it, and blend the colors, and I think we'll have a lot of fun with it. There's several types of clay that you can use. There's an oil-based clay, such as this. It never hardens, and you can use it over and over again. And as I mentioned in the past, I used to use this all the time when I was little, and it's a fantastic clay to use. The other type of clay that we can use is an air hardening clay. And this clay here will harden in a couple of hours or overnight, and then you can paint it. It's a great clay to use, if you want to paint it. My preference for the clay is something called super sculpey. What you can do is you can fire this in the oven at 275 degrees for 15 or 20 minutes, and it becomes hard. You can paint it, sand it, drill it. There's all kinds of things that you can do with it. But plus it captures a lot of the texture and detail that I like to put into the sculptures. So tonight I'll show you the size balls of clay that we'll be using. This first ball of clay here, as you see here, we're going to use that like for the head and the neck. So it's a decent size. It's a small. The next size that I would like to use for the body is this size ball of clay right here, and that's what we'll be using for the body. And then the clay ball that we'll be using for the tail is this size. And then the size we'll be using for the wings is these two balls of clay right here. And what we will proceed to do, I'll just show you the sculpture one more time so you get to see the finished product. What we're going to proceed to do first is we're going to do the body here. And then what I will proceed to do tonight is we'll proceed to make the fan, or the tail, and then we'll proceed to make the wings on either side, as you can see here, and then I'll show you how to make the head and the neck, and then how to add the waddle. We're going to actually, I don't have those balls of clay, but we'll just take them and add them as we go along. So the first step that we will take is we're going to make the body, and we're going to take this large ball of clay here, and we're just kind of work it like this, just kind of make it into the shape of the body like I had shown you there, and I'll just show you what it will look like. What we would do is, we'd kind of shape it a little bit for the body, and what we're going to do is I like to just take, and now we're just going to tap it a little bit on the table. See, what you want to do is flatten it out a little bit, like this. You get a good view of that from the side. And we're going to just put that down on the table like that. The next step in the process that we're going to take is we're going to make the fan or the tail. So what I like to do is take this ball of clay here, and I'll show you. We're going to just kind of flatten it out, take it. You almost want to make it in the shape of a fan. You know those little fans sometimes people hold in their hands? And it's almost like that shape. So I'll show you. We're going to flatten this out. See, I'm starting to flatten out the clay, and then we'll show you how we will proceed to do this. Just keep flattening it out. We'll stretch it out a little bit, like this. Just keep pulling on it, stretching it. And you can see how I'm flattening it out nicely. See the shape that is starting to take. I'm gonna keep kneading, and I'll show you how we'll just kind of pull that out. And then just kind of pull that out like that. And we'll just kind of work that. Now what we're going to do is you're almost going to kind of make like a boomerang type shape down here. Because what we're going to do is we're going to proceed to put it on the back like this. But I need to stretch it out a little more. That will show you what we will do. Got to pull that out. So this is the shape that you want right now. And that's what it's going to look like from the side. See how nice and flat it is? And we're going to proceed now to take this and attach it to the back of the turkey, like this. You can see kind of doing this. Take that and kind of just press it on the back like that. And we're going to kind of work this so it will stay on. See how we just take your thumb and just kind of work that in like that. And what we would do is we would proceed to do it on the other side too. What we're going to do is take our toothpick and kind of, I'll show you, see how you can just push it in like this. Right there. Just taking, I'll show you from this side that way. See how we're just kind of taking and kind of pushing the clay up against there a little bit? That way it will hold. Because when you fire it in the oven, if you don't make sure that it's attached well, it could potentially fall off. So what we're just going to do is just kind of take our hands and kind of push it as the best we can into that area. And now what I want to do is we're going to put this down on the table and tap it again. Like that. So the next step in the process that we want to take is I can show you on the unpainted version. I will show you what we will do to the tail. See, this is the texture on the tail. What we're going to do is we're going to take the toothpick and make these lines all through the tail, and that will give it the nice texture and look like the fan-like tail. So what I will do is I'll show you. We're going to take the toothpick here, and we're going to take and we're going to press it like this. You can use this type of toothpick. I have the round one here, and you can see, I'll try to do it. See how we're pressing the toothpick in like this, and we'll do that all the way. We'll do that all through the fan. You can take that. It creates a really nice effect by doing this. And you're going to just continue right along. You're going to go all around this tail here, making these imprints with the toothpick. We're going to proceed to go to the other side. And we're going to do, I'll show you that. You do that. Then just take the toothpick, press it in like that. You know, it's a really cool effect when it's completed. Just keep going right along. Taking and you press the toothpick in there. I'll show you like that. Do that from the side now so you get a good view. And finally, we're almost near the end. We'll just make the last couple of indentations. I think we'll just do one more here. And then we should be all set. And now you have a beautiful texture. See how that is that we just made with the toothpick? Fantastic. And you can do that to the other side also. On my original sculpture, I did do it to the other side. But do it on this side, and then if you want, I'll show you a couple of times. You you can just do it to this side here and go all the way around. I'll just show you how to do a couple in back here. And then you can do the same thing like this. And just what you'll eventually do it all the way down through here and all the way down through here. The next step in the process that I like to take is another thing that we'll be using beside the toothpick tonight is we want to use some sculpting tools. You can buy these sculpting tools in any art store, and they have some wooden tools and things, and then they got some metal tools. And the metal tool that I've been using from this package is this little sculpting tool here. And it has a, you can see it's pretty cool. I'll just put my hand there so you can kind of see what it looks like. It has that particular shape. It's kind of triangular. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this tool now, and we're going to take this end of the tool and press it into the clay like this. And we're going to make these little indentations like this. And we're going to do that all around the body. And now I'll just kind of show you the effect that we've created. See all the texture of the feathers? What a beautiful effect by doing that. The next step in the process is we're going to make the wings. So I'm going to take this ball of clay here, and we're going to flatten it out. And what I will show you is the shape that we want to make for the wings is this right here. So you see this here, we're going to make, this is the shape that we want for the wings. And what we're going to do is we're going to create feathers, but on the bottom part here, there's lines to kind of create those long feathers. And then we'll do the little indentations to create the shorter feathers. So I will proceed to make that wing. So I'll show you right now. We're going to make the wing. And we'll proceed to make that shape I had just shown you. And we would make, I'll just kind of show you how that, just flatten it out right now. And the shape that you're shooting for is this shape right here. That's what it looks like from the side. That's what it looks like, you know, see how I flattened it out very nicely? And the part that we're going to attach to the side of the turkey is this part up here. So what we're going to proceed to do now is I want to make sure that I'm making the same size wing for the other side. So I'm just going to take this other ball of clay here, and I'm going to do the same thing. And then that way I can just compare them and make sure that they're roughly the same size. This is the shape that we want. So this is what the two wings will look like. And we're going to put one on both sides. I'll show you. We'll proceed to put this wing over here, right here. We'll attach it. It will kind of overlap some of the work we just did with the feathers, but that's all right. And then we'll proceed to do the other side. We'll put that wing over here. And what you do is you're going to just kind of take and kind of work that in like that for that wing. And then what we're going to proceed to do is we're going to take our toothpick now, and we're going to make lines down the bottom part of the wing right here. So we're going to do a line there, line like that, line right there. That makes it look like this. Those are the long feathers down near the bottom of the wing. You just kind of do that. Just go like that. So now we'll proceed. I'll turn this around, and we'll do the same on the other side. So we're going to take this here, and we're going to take and pull that down like that. Just make that the feathers down the bottom. Just make the lines just like this. And what a cool effect, though. You have a simple tool and you can make some really nice detail with it. The next thing that we will proceed to do is we're going to take our tool now and we're going to make feathers with the sculpting tool. So you're going to take this and you're going to make that little indentation like that again. So we're going to take that and you just kind of work the tool like that to make those feathers. Just kind of work that like that. Let's see, then we'll proceed to do that on the other side. And we'll finish this side. So just take the tool and just kind of make those little indentations. And that's a very cool way of making the texture for the feathers. A very simple technique, and it's relatively quick to do, but you get a really nice effect. And you know what you can do? You can always touch up the top. As you can see the top here, where I've been handling it, what I would do is I would just touch it up. Just touch up some of the previous work that you did, because now that we've been handling it with our hands, sometimes you eliminate some of the detail. So just, you know, you can touch up what you had done previously, and just by doing that. And that's so far we've done the body with the wings and the tail. The next step that we want to take is we're going to make the head and the neck. So we're going to take this ball of clay here, and we're going to take and make the neck. So you just kind of lengthen it out a little bit, like this. And I'll show you. You want to keep almost like a little ball up above. I'll show you what we're trying to achieve. This turkey here, this is what we want to do. See the neck here? We want to kind of create the head. We're going to put the little red waddle that's here in the beak. The little red waddle is just, it looks like a little piece of, I don't know, it's just like a little extra piece up here next to the beak. So we will proceed to make the head, the neck, we'll do the beak, and then we'll do the little waddle. So we'll take this, and I'm just going to work this a little bit. I'll show you the shape that we're looking for. And we're just going to work that. I'll just kind of make that into the head, like that. And so the shape that you kind of see how it's kind of coming out like that, you want to kind of make that shape up at the top for the head, because we're going to add the beak in a minute. So what I will do is we're going to take this now and we're going to proceed to put this onto the turkey. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and put that in the front like this. Just kind of work that in like that. Take your fingers and just kind of work that in to kind of attach it. And then at the top part here in the back, as you can see, we'll use the toothpick again, and we'll just kind of work that in like that. Just take the toothpick, as you see here. That way you know it's firmly attached. The next thing that we would want to do is we want to make the beak. So what I'm going to do is we're going to use the additive technique right now, because I'm just going to go over and grab some clay here, and we're going to take this little ball of clay. We're going to take a very little piece of clay, and I'll show you just about how big it'll be. Oop. Rolled off my hand. That little ball of clay there, you can see that. I'll try to put that up. It's not being cooperative tonight. But that little piece of clay we're going to make into the beak. So I'll show you how we'll make that into the beak. We'll take, and I'm almost going to make like a cone shape. I'm going to spin this in my fingers and almost create, think of almost like a little ice cream cone. But what we're going to do is almost take that now, and we're going to take and we're going to curve that little ice cream cone like this. I'll show you. See how I curved it a little bit? You kind of curve it down like it's a cone, but pointing downward. And that's what the little beak will look like. I'll show you how we're going to take this little beak now and we're going to place it on the turkey here. I just want to make sure I have it in the right spot. And I'll show you, we're going to, as you can see here, I'm kind of pushing that in. What we want to do is kind of take this and push it in with a toothpick. Like that. Because you want to make sure you firmly attach it. Because otherwise it will come off. And what I want to do is make sure that I have it in a good spot now. I'm going to look at my work, and I think I got it in a good spot. And I do. What I'm going to proceed to do next, we want to do the eyes. So we're going to take this toothpick, and you're going to take the point on the toothpick here, and you're going to put it in right here. I'll show you. You stick it in like this, and then you kind of want to spin it. You want to spin it. And then we're going to proceed to do the same thing on the other side. I want to make sure I'm putting it in the right location. So I come over this side. I'll try to, and then I see how I'm putting it in like that. Spin it. And you have, that's a nice job though. See how we get the beautiful beak with the eyes? I'll spin it to the other side. See how that is? That's very, very nicely done. What we're going to proceed to do now too is make something called the waddle. And I'm going to get the other turkey and I'll bring it right over here. And right up here by the beak is something called the waddle. So we're going to take that little piece of clay and attach it here. What I might do is, I have the other turkey that's unpainted. No, it's easy to see on that one. Let me grab that one. This one here, as you can see, I did keep it in the oven a little too long. See this piece that's burnt up here and hanging down? That's what we're going to proceed to make. That piece right there that's burnt and hanging down. We're going to put that right beside the beak, and that's called a waddle. So what I'm going to do is take a little piece of clay. I'm going to take something approximately this size right here, that size there, and we're going to take and make the waddle. So what we're going to do is we're going to spin this again, almost think of like making the ice cream cone again. This piece of clay might be a little too big, so I'm going to spin it like this, and I'm going to see if it's the right size. If it isn't, I'll take a little bit of it off if it's too big. I'm going to kind of test it, go down, look at my turkey, and see how big it should be. And you know, it looks like it might be, it might be a little big. Let me see. I want to make sure. You know, that might be just the right size. It looks like it might be okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to place that. I'm going to turn the turkey around now, and we're going to place that on this side here. So what we're going to do, I'll show you, I want to make sure you can see, is I'm going to place it right here and attach it. See how we just kind of work that in like that to attach it. Push it down, and it just kind of hangs down like that. And that's called a waddle. So that's what it will look like once you've attached it. But now you can see the beautiful texture we made. So now the sculpture is completed. What we'll proceed to do is I want to show you how to paint this. And what we will proceed to do is I'm going to get the unpainted version here, and we're going to put that there. But we're going to use acrylic paints. They can be bought in any art store. There's about 18 different paints in this package, and we're going to be using probably, I think, 3 or 4 different colors. I'll take these out, and we'll proceed to use we're going to use almost like a light tan color right here, and that's what we'll use for the main the main color for the turkey. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use brown, but we're going to just kind of touch up the brown over that paint to kind of, give it blend it together. The next type of paint that we want to use is the black for the eyes. And then finally, we're going to want to use a red color, and this will be for the head and the beak and the waddle. So we'll use those colors. I will show you the types of brushes that you want to use with this. For the body, where it's pretty big, we're going to use a big brush for the body. I'll show you. That way we can, cover a large area fairly quickly. On the smaller areas, such as the head, what we're going to do is we're going to use this for the red on the head. And then what we're going to do for the eyes, we'll take a much, much smaller color brush or smaller brush. We're going to use this size brush here for the eyes. See how it's got a much smaller head? So we'll proceed to use that when the time comes for the eyes. I'm going to take the tan color right now, and we're going to take and we're going to paint. Let me move these aside. We're going to take this, and what you want to do is we're going to paint the turkey. So we're going to use up and down strokes. So you go back and forth like this. Back and forth, back and forth. You're going to paint that entire fan area like that. You go up and down, back and forth, back and forth. Gives it a really nice color when you do it with these light colors. And we're going to paint the entire turkey. We're going to take the brown now. And we're going to take, and we're just kind of take this color now, and I'll show you, we just kind of blend it in a little bit. Just kind of dab it here and there. Dab it here and there, like that. See how that creates a nice effect when you kind of just blend it? It's really cool. We'll just add a little more color here and blend it. And we're going to do that all through all around the turkey. And as you can see, it's coming along really nicely. The next thing that we will want to do is we want to take and paint the red. I'm going to take another brush similar to the one we used earlier, and we're going to paint the red head. So we're going to take, and I'm going to paint this area up here with the red. Kind of just dab it a little bit here and there. We're going to paint the beak red. Just going to just do the head red like this. Just go back and forth, back and forth. Usually the male birds are very pretty birds. They got all the beautiful colors. And we'll proceed to do the other side. I'll show you. We'll just kind of go up and down, back and forth. And then we're going to proceed to paint that little thing, the waddle. I'll show you. What I'm painting right now is the waddle. That's that little piece that I was telling you is hanging down. And we're just going to paint that. Do back and forth, back and forth. It's really cool. Now that we've done that part, we can proceed to do the eyes. We're going to use the color black. We'll take that. I'll take that. I'm going to dip that in there. Put that there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take now, and we're going to take this and I'll proceed to put this into the eye area. See that? And then we take, I'll do the other side. I got to add a little more paint. Looks like it's getting a little dry. Take and put that in like that. And you do the eye. So, you can see the beautiful effect with the blending of the colors. I think it adds a little more to it when you do it that way. I'll show you what the final version of the turkey will look like when it's completely painted. We have this version here, and this is what the turkey will look like when it's fully painted. See how the blending of that tan and the brown, the beautiful effect that it has on the tail and on the feathers. It really came out really nice. See how we painted the red head, the black eye. You can see the waddle here. And it's just a really nice effect. And I hope you enjoyed the show tonight on the turkey. And I want to thank you for coming to the show Creations in Clay. And I look forward to seeing you next week. And I will proceed to get back to my sculpture here. Thank you. Hi kids, how would you like to win some professional modeling clay like the one that I use in the show? Please send pictures of your creations in clay and we will enter them into a drawing. You can send by mail or email, and I can't wait to see what you've been up to.